It is early Monday. It's about 6:19 right now. I am packed up and on my way to Galveston. I got a 4-hour drive ahead of me. I could have taken a plane, but checking all this gear is just always a hassle, and I want it to look good, so some things I just wouldn't bring if I was traveling. So I get to bring my new light and some more stands just to make life easier. And honestly, I love driving. I get to kind of just zone out, listen to a podcast, listen to a book, whatever can like pass the time. We are on our way to do some B-roll and interviews for a insurance course. So pretty much this guy is the expert at some stuff here on the coast in Galveston. So we're going to be doing that today and tomorrow. We are at the location. I'm grabbing my gear, bringing it into the office area. We don't have much to work with in this area. It's kind of like the common room kitchen area for all the employees. Over here could be some sort of backdrop. I think we clean it up a little bit, do some minimal lighting, really focus on the subject. We could come up with something. I have the interview set up here. We got 2 cameras, 2 FX3s, A cam, B cam, if you can see that. We got our key light over here. This is the Amaranth 360C. That's gonna be our key light. I have a hair light over here. And then they actually had this light already here, filling in the background. We didn't have much to work with, but I grabbed some books from a bookshelf over there, grabbed some plants, cleaned up a little bit in camera. Looks pretty good. Obviously, we're gonna turn these fluorescent top lights off. Have the A and B cam here, kind of tight because there's not much space. I wanted to not have any white walls showing. So far, it's looking pretty good. We are turning the lights off, but I got really lucky and he had these lights, this one here and that one, to kind of light the background up. But we can cut to me editing this and see what it looks like in post, but I think it turned out better than I thought.
Number 2, common mistake, keeping them focused on personal sales. Make sure they're focused on being that team leader, making sure they're focused on developing their team and helping them win.
The shoot is done, guys. We were able to capture 2 course content videos, a little get to know you video about the subject. I thought it was gonna be a 2-day shoot, end up being a half-day shoot. So I'm making the decision to drive back home. It's like a 4-hour drive. Same day here, same day back is a lot, but I think I can do it. I'm gonna caffeinate up. I think we actually got a really good image, good framing. I was a little nervous there for a while because of it being in a kitchen area and there was like a storage unit next to us and stuff. So I made do with what I had, but I think it turned out really, really nice. Did a little bit of set decoration, like sourcing some books and some plants around. I think that's always a good rule of thumb. Try your best to add things to it and enhance the background as much as you can because it's pretty important. Set decoration is really important. It just gives it that extra little 10% on top of everything to make it that much better. So having sourced the books, added plants, picking the corner of the room that was actually painted black or had like black tarp, everything else was white walls, gave me something to work with. All in all, I think it went really well. So heading back home and on to the next one, guys. All right, guys, I made it home safe. It is Tuesday. It's about 10:30 a.m. I got the day started a little later, had to sleep in a little bit because I was on the road for over 8 hours. Today, I had nothing planned because I thought I was filming, so I'm trying to just get caught up on some random little tasks. Take the day pretty slow. I have a shoot tomorrow. That's a wrap, guys, on Tuesday. It was a pretty simple day. I made some edits to the short film that I've been working on. I did my initial motion graphics pass. We have like these chapters throughout the short. Intro, credits. The director signed off on some things, had notes about others. So I did a second pass, switch out the fonts, little things like that, which are kind of tedious and take a lot of time actually. More time than I thought. So I spent most of my day working on that, but I think all his notes made sense and made it better. So I'm excited to send that off and see what he has to say about that. Morning, guys. It is Wednesday. I'm on my way to the film shoot right now. This one's going to be on a construction site. I really like this client because everything's pretty straightforward on like what I need to capture. It's a monthly kind of recap video for the team to show like what they've been up to, what they've accomplished. So they have me come out, film some interviews, get some B-roll. It's kind of like a rinse and repeat thing. It's 12 shoots, one each month, and some good money coming in and just consistent work. They're not overreaching and asking for more than they're paying me for and all that good stuff. So I've come to really enjoy these shoots. They're a bit early in the morning, but it's fine. I literally can get out of there before or right after lunch each day. So this takes maybe like 4 to 5 hours to capture, and it's a good amount of money. What I like to do before they pick me up in the buggy and give me all my headgear and vest and stuff is set up my camera, at least get the camera on the gimbal. That's what we're going to be running today, is an FX3 on the Ronin gimbal, and that's about it. Keeping it pretty simple, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead now and build that out and get it ready for balancing.
Morning.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
See you again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Here's your
Thank you.
PPE.
Appreciate it.
I'll be up on the deck whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
cool, yeah.
Head to the buggy.
Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right there, man.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks.
Or are you making it worse? Hanging onto a rope, you should probably let go of. Someone's got you down, and so what? Someone's plan.
Got some downtime here on site. I am switching out the battery on the FX3. It's tend to last me probably 2 batteries for one session. Love that about the FX3. Don't have to worry about batteries, even though I bring like 7, just in case. But yeah, today's going pretty smooth. Usually for each section I'm grabbing B-roll and interviews, but this morning they had a morning meeting, so things have kind of been spread out, but we're blowing through it pretty quick. I've been here for like 2 hours. It's going pretty smooth. Overall, went really well. I know I gave y'all like a mid-shoot update. We were able to hammer everything out. So now I can go home, take these freaking boots off and these worker pants. I don't feel like myself in any of this, and it's just heavy. Guys, ignore my forehead in that last shot. Oh my God, the PPE, the helmet I was wearing just was digging into me. So apologies for the crazy redness on my forehead. Hopefully that goes away soon. It is Thursday, around 10:30 a.m. Got the morning started slow per usual. Nice cup of coffee. Episode of Love on the Spectrum. Love that show. It's back on, so we're excited. Got to work around 8:30 a.m. so started a little later than usual. Got to work on a shooting schedule for next week on Monday. We got a half-day shoot with a client needing some interviews, B-roll. They're going to be using it for ads to run on social media. I am a little nervous about the time frames we have with each physician. Some I only have like 50 minutes with, some I have like an hour with. That's pretty tight to grab interviews and B-roll, so I think we need to be very selective on what we ask and what we capture. This is my first time shooting with this client, so I'm trying to work with them as much as I can, but this will be a good test run to see how it goes. Some client emails have come through today on some projects that I thought I was potentially locked on. Not the case, which is totally fine. So I got to make some updates to that presentation that I previously talked about last week. On my way to lunch right now. You know, earlier I was feeling a little overwhelmed. I mentioned new edits that are coming up for videos that I wasn't anticipating like within my week. And when that happens, I get a little, anxious, a little flustered. And what really helps me in those situations is time blocking. I mentioned it in last week's vlog, but when I can get into my calendar and start blocking out the times for everything that it's going to take, it eases my mind, because now I know that I have a dedicated amount of like 2 hours, 3 hours for this and that, instead of thinking, oh gosh, how am I going to get these 3 things taken care of in this amount of time? Try it out yourself if you can. I think it's super helpful. And then also hire an editor. I've done it in the past where I've offloaded certain things to an editor, and wow, I mean, it's kind of life-changing. I need to get better about it, because I do think it frees up time for me to focus on the business, focus on pre-production and actual shooting days, production days. That's my bread and butter. That's the stuff that brings me joy and that I would love to do. Editing, on the other hand, it's a love-hate relationship. I feel really good editing and accomplishing an edit and feeling really good about it, but the mental strength it took for me to get it done is a lot. It doesn't come as, I guess, fluently as production, and like pre-production and scheduling and shot listing and shooting and filming things. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. It's 8:13 a.m. Getting the day started in the week. I got quite a bit on the agenda today. I got the Matic weekly meeting. Since I've been on shoots, it'll be a good time to catch up on anything else that, we need to get accomplished and just kind of like recap. But pretty slow week on Matic side anytime that I'm filming. The other things I have on the calendar is a location scout for Monday's shoot. I'm going to be going to one of their offices, just kind of get a lay of the land of where the interview setup will be, where we'll be grabbing B-roll. So I'll be doing that around lunchtime. Then I have a meeting with my retainer client on some edits to some past videos. Still making updates to the short film. Hopefully I can close that out today, get that taken care of. There's just some minor tweaks to the motion graphics, and then it's locked, hopefully. So stay tuned for next week to see if it is actually locked and when that will be premiering and stuff. We'll see what they want to do with it. Maybe they'll do like a friends and family premiere, but I know they definitely want to submit it to some festivals. So yeah, let's get the day started. That's awesome, because I have not had any time to even think about that, unfortunately. Yeah, it would be way more of a setup on the front end, but then after that it would be smooth. Gonna be potentially had a shoot every single day next week, but it'll be some fun content to grab. We'll be at a doctor's office on Monday, construction site potentially on Tuesday, and then a agency conference out in Fort Worth at the Stockyard. So that'll be pretty cool to capture. And then we're actually gonna get some people into the studio space. So I'll be able to show you guys what that looks like, how I built that from the ground up. It used to be a house with some offices in it, and we completely gutted it, created a podcast studio, a section for filming interviews, headshots, all sorts of things. Kind of a very big flex space to kind of film whatever you'd like there. Currently scouting a location we're going to be filming on Monday, kind of getting the lay of the land, figuring out where we're going to do the interviews at. It's always good to scout the location so you can kind of get ahead of the game when you arrive, so you can drop your gear off, start loading in and setting up immediately. So I'm heading back home now. I'm going to relay all this information back to the client so they're up to date on what the game plan is for Monday. But other than that, answering some emails, kind of closing up shop. Guys, thanks again for watching this week's vlog. Please like, subscribe, stick around. There's going to be some more fun content next week. I'll be on a couple more shoots. Later, guys.